Good evening, everyone, in the Tweet Be Happy world of paper crafting. This is Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, when I come live to you each week. I am Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And tonight I thought we would start doing some Christmas cards. I have made a few Christmas cards, but we're really, tonight we're really not going to be making Christmas cards. They can be cards that you can send other times of the year using the Peace on Earth stamp set. Now, the Peace on Earth stamp set does have sentiments only. So not a lot of our stamp sets have only sentiments. It's kind of nice when they do have sentiments only, because it seems to me they're pretty pretty useful. You know, you can use them for other things other than Christmas or whatever it is. So I am trying to mute my computer. Oh, nope, I didn't do it. Christmas or whatever it is. So I am trying to mute my computer. Oh, nope, I didn't do it. Okay, I think we did it now. Sorry about that. Having one Darla is enough, but having two Darlas, that's not, well, most days it'd be okay, but not when she's making mistakes like I just did. I couldn't find my sound button on the notebook. So anyway, what I was telling you, that we're going to be using the Peace on Earth stamp set tonight. It comes in a really beautiful stamp suite collection called Peaceful Garden, and it's a well-priced stamp set. It's like $90.50. Now keep in mind that's retail. So if you are a demonstrator like I am, and I'm hoping that if you were to purchase this, if you were my customer and you were to purchase this stamp set, I would highly recommend that instead of spending the $90.50, that you would instead spend $35, which would be purchasing a starter kit to become a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Now, you would still get to order your $90.50 garden suite, but you could also throw in, another $30 and maybe get some Misty Moonlight cardstock, maybe some Secret Sea cardstock, maybe a Misty Moonlight ink pad. I would help you customize your starter kit so you would get what you want. Now, I don't mean to be promoting this special again this month because, this will have been my third live that I have talked specifically about becoming a member of my team. But because it's such a darn good special, and I believe I need to build a community of crafters, paper crafters, and my team needs you, and I would like you. Now, I don't ask just everybody to be on my team. I'm kind of selective. I select the people that are positive. I select the people that like to try new things. I like to, choose people that maybe are a little willing to try new things, whether it be new technology, whether it be, a new technique that you're using when you stamp a card. Those are those are some of the traits that I'm looking for on my team. Now, keep in mind that if you were to purchase a starter kit the month of October, your demonstratorship would be good until the end of March. So you would have 6 months that you could decide whether or not you liked being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I want you to know that when I started back in 2018, it was, I think it was March 8th, I also joined because I wanted a discount. So getting back to where this gate opened up is that this suite is $90, but keep in mind that when you become a discount shopper or a demonstrator, you do get a savings of 20%. So you are saving money on every purchase that you make. When you purchase your starter kit, you do need to only select $125 off of your list. And then the other stuff that you want on your list, we would then go in and place another order, and you would immediately start saving the 20%. Plus, Stampin' Up! Now has a rewards program where you would get to bank 10% of whatever your purchases were, and that's before tax and shipping. Okay, so let's go ahead. If anybody has any questions on anything, the fear of becoming a demonstrator, the fear of it sounds too good to be true, it probably is a little bit too true, but it's legit. There's no strings, there's no obligation, and I would not be doing my job if I did not tell you about that. So let's go ahead. For those of you that have just joined me, I see a couple of you coming on. This is Darla Tweeten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. I have been doing this for almost 8 years, and I recently started doing lives, and I do a live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time. So if you're not in the Central Time Zone, then calculate what time that would be for you. So let's go ahead and turn the camera down, and we are going to be focusing on the peaceful garden. So close your eyes for just a minute while I rotate my camera down to my work surface, and then I will pull it further towards me so that I can show more of my workspace. So, okay, I think we're good about right there. Let me move this Acron stand back just a little bit more. Gotta work around my mouse and my computer here, my notebook. So anyway, so like I said, the stamp set that we are using tonight is Peace on Earth, and it is probably one of my favorite sentiment stamp sets. We are going to be doing a big hugs for a good friend card tonight, and then also we're going to be doing heartfelt prayers, which could be a sympathy prayer or a sympathy card, or it could just be a get well card, or just a general, for if you know of a good friend that's going through a difficult time, that would be a perfect sentiment. Now also, it does say peace on earth too. And another sentiment that I have not used yet, but I need to find a use for it, is the all the best in your new adventure. I think that would be fun. So let's go ahead, and this is, again, part of the Peaceful Garden Suite. So in case you had not written that down. So the first card we're going to make tonight is this beautiful card right here. And what I have done is there is a Facebook group called Casing Tuesday. Every Tuesday they come out with a hello Peggy, hey, happy birthday. Should we sing happy birthday to Peggy? I think we should. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peggy. Happy birthday to you. Hope you're having a great day. And Jane Johansson, if you are watching this recording or if you watch the replay, the same for you, Jane. Happy birthday. So this is this week's Casing Tuesday, which was card sketch number 534. So earlier this morning, I shared this sketch onto my business page, Tweet Be Happy, and I have not had a chance to post my sample yet, but I will be doing that later tonight after I get done with my live. So this paper is from the Peaceful Garden, and I don't want to, it's really hard to show you the paper, the beauty of it. It's, in the catalog or online, it's difficult to see it. And on the camera, it makes it a little bit easier. But in person, oh my gosh, this suite is just beautiful. This is 12 by 12 paper, and it is two-sided, as you can see. And the colors, if you ever, remember I told you that when I decide what kind of a card base I'm going to use, I always flip the paper over and I look at the back here, and it says that Basic Beige, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, or Secret Sea. Any of those colors would work with any sheet of this paper. So tonight, I chose Secret Sea for our card. And then, you know that I chose this, I'm going to call it fern, holly-like paper. So the colors in that paper is the Misty Moonlight and the Secret Sea. So, and there could be a little bit of the cloud cover in there too. I know there is. So I kind of forget about cloud cover. Secret Sea has kind of stole my heart. So I use that a lot more than I use the cloud cover. Also in this same suite comes this pretty glimmer paper. Who likes glimmer paper? Especially on a birthday day, right, Peggy? We got to have a little bit of glimmer. So this glimmer paper is included in the suite, and it says that it's blue, dark gray, and soft green. So if you open this up, you will see exactly those choices. So here's the silver, here's the blue, if you can see that, and then the green. The green is, where's the green at? Okay, there's the silver. Oh, I don't know. Did I say green? Let me see here. Blue, dark gray, and soft green. Huh. I'm not seeing the soft green. Do you think I've used it already? Maybe what I thought was the silver is the soft green. Oh, this is crazy, isn't it? Oh, okay. There is, if you look real close, if you look real close, this is the same paper, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Okay, well, you know what? When you do a live, that's when things get a little confusing. And it does say glimmer paper, blue, dark gray, and soft green. So what I'm calling silver is really soft green, I guess, okay? There again, the lighting can be different, can it, in different places. So I'll have to, in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee, you can darn well bet that I'm going to take this card downstairs, and in the daylight, I'm going to look and see what color that is. Whatever color it is, it's fantastic. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, this card was the card sketch, like I said, from Casing Tuesday, which was number 534. And before let's just go ahead and start making it, and then I can jibber jabber when I'm making it, okay? So I do have a card class this coming Friday. I do have a couple of spots open. So if you would like to come and bring a friend to to Friday's card club, you sure could. If you have never been to one of my classes, your first class is free. And if you bring a friend that has never been to my card class, their class is free too, okay? Normally, the card class is free with a $30 purchase the day of the class. So let's go ahead and let's create this beautiful card. This is a Secret C card base, and you can see that I did put a piece of basic white inside, and this basic piece of white is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do to start with is I have a blending brush here. You can get 3 of these in a package, and what I did was bring out your piercing mat and take your sponge and gently rub it into your Misty Moonlight ink pad, okay? And when I say gently, I mean gently. So what you need to do is put your index finger on the brush or the sponge and circle it just really gently. And then on a scrap piece of paper, take off the dark, the dark blotches, because you do not want your shading to have blotches. And this one kind of did. And so what I'm hoping to do is I can kind of fill in that center hole a little bit when I'm doing my live here tonight. Now, I'm one that likes color, but when it comes to shading, I don't like it to be real dark. But like for example, this one, oh boy, I don't know how that got so dark, but it got really dark, didn't it? So just gradually fill it in, and obviously, let's see if I can fill that in now. Yeah. So that's what I did. I filled that in a little bit. So that will be the inside of our card. And while I have this out, let's go ahead and in this same suite are some die cuts. And the die cuts are also called the Peace on Earth dies, okay? And it looks like there are, I can't see through the plastic. Looks like there are 8 dies in this stamp set. Also, while another tidbit of information I like to educate, Stampin' Up! Is going to be redoing the packaging of our stamp sets. Our dies right now and our embossing folders come in a folder similar to this. Well, they're going to be a little bit bigger, and on the outside of the die cuts, we'll have a picture of the dies, kind of similar to right now. So they're doing away with these little DVD cases, okay? They're going to something like this for the stamp sets and the dies. And I know, don't get nervous. I know that ink pad's there, okay? But I hope I don't have any oopsies, okay? So you know how the sentiments are written on the back of these cases here? Well, starting with the November online exclusives, they will be doing the printing on the outside of these folders for the dies also. So you would not have to pull it out and look at it, or you would know right here that there's 2 doves on it, and then there's 2 little labels and a branch. Beautiful set of dies. Highly, highly recommend them. One of the things, another tip I have is when you are die cutting out the dies, you can normally cut out 2 dies at a time. So what I did was I ran these doves through on 2 different sheets of paper. So what you would do, for example, is you would take 2 sheets of cardstock. You know, actually I have 3 here. We only want 2. So you would take 2 sheets of cardstock, and you would put your dies on the paper, and you would run them through your die cut machine both at the same time. Okay, let's do a little demo. I'm going to go ahead and shut this for right now. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make a spot here, and I'm going to keep this piercing mat right here for right now, because when you use the embossing machine, this is the mini one, but when you use it, it kind of has a tendency to slip if you do not have it on, you know, a surface, cloth-like surface, or a piercing mat surface, okay? So what I've done there is, so I've put 2 pieces of cardstock down there, basic white, and I've put my plates down there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through my die cutting and embossing machine. So, and this is the mini one, like I said. So then what you need to do is you will take the top plate off. And I'm going to put this behind me now. And so remember what I said, that I put 2 pieces of cardstock down there? Well, look at here. I have 4 doves now. I have 2 that are in flight, or are landing and have sitting posing. So I have 2 of those, and then I also have 2 of the doves that are in flight. Very, very beautiful. Every card needs a dove, doesn't it? So, and later on you're going to see where I use the negative to color the inside of a card. Okay. So where I was going with this was, it looks like on this card sample we use the dove that is in flight, and I wanted to show you that I did use the sponge brush on this too, and just lightly sponged the edges of the wings, whatever you would like to, you know, color. Okay, and then I bent the wings just a little bit too to make them look like they're in flight. But oh my gosh, you guys, isn't that neat? That just makes my day. So, so I'm going to go ahead and put these dies back on to the proper sheet. Now, have you noticed what I've done here? I want to make sure that I don't misplace any dies. So what I've done is I have taken a pen and I've just kind of traced around the outside of the dies. So then I know also which dies I need to find, which dies are missing. Also, it's great for me to be able to look at this die set and see that that there's two doves on here. There's, you know, the 2 labels, but eventually we'll be able to see that on the outside of our new packaging, won't we? Okay, so then it looks like the next step is, I'm not really going in any particular order here, but I did cut out a label, which was also in this die set, and it is the smaller of the 2 labels. I did die cut that, And again, cut out 2 of them when you're doing it. And if you only need 1, then have a container or something like that right next to you that you can put your extra ones in. Or you can even throw it back into your stamp case. So, okay. So what I did a little bit of sponging on this piece also. I just sponged across the top just to kind of give it some, texture and some dimension. And then it looks like I stamped Big Hugs for a Good Friend. I stamped that in the Secret C to bring in the base of the card. So let's go ahead and I have used these a lot, but for the sake of educating and showing what should be done, I always go ahead and stamp it on a scratch piece of paper. When you come to a class, you will be given a placemat that is in front of you during the class. And that placemat acts like this glass mat. It's your work surface. It makes sure that for the most part it's smooth, and you can do tests like this on the placemat. So if you think you might be interested, let's see, today is Tuesday. The next couple of days, let me know if you think you and a friend would like to come join us on Card Club this Friday. Hi, Beth Ann. How are things in Pennsylvania? I hope they're doing very, very well. We have oh, Beth Ann, you're like me. I bought this set too because of the doves. We can use doves all throughout the year, can't we? But especially you know, when we're doing cards. I even thought about and I think I did do this for my team. A team swap it was, maybe. I die cut a bunch of the doves and I sent them in cards that I had sent. You know, I can't even remember what the occasion was, but I do try to send my team cards every once in a while. I don't do it often enough, but I like to tell them that I appreciate them. And so, see my smiley face tonight? Isn't that cute? Thank you, Carrie, my sweet daughter-in-law, for embroidering that on to my white shirt. Okay, so Beth Ann, we are finally getting rid of the rain. Oh no. Did you have rain for several days? It just started raining here today. We have been going strong in the field for a couple of weeks. Seems like longer than that. And the guys were ready for a nice break. So I was very happy when it rained today. Plus, just to settle the dust, it's been really, really dusty here. Okay, so let's bring back our card base, which is the Secret C, and I have chosen this piece of DSP from the Peaceful Garden. Now you could use either side; they're both beautiful. It's kind of hard sometimes to know which side to use, and it's hard to cover them up. But that's why most of the time, I said most of the time, I buy 2 packages of DSP. Then that way I don't feel so bad about using up a lot of the DSP. I've gotten better about it now. When you know, the longer I'm in it, I realize that, you know, I may just think I can't live without this DSP, but dang it, when the next catalog comes out or the next online exclusive, oh, there's more paper in there, and I don't like it to start with. But when I see other demonstrators working with some of these papers, oh my gosh, they're just influencers. They influence me, and I have to buy it. So so that's a little bit of that. Now here are 2 strips of the light green glimmer paper. Isn't that just incredible? Now this card is pretty just like this, isn't it? You know, without putting the glimmer on it. But let's go ahead and put the glimmer on it. Whoever is going to receive this card, and right now I don't have anybody in mind that's going to receive this card. A lot of times when I am creating cards, I do have somebody in my mind that I am thinking about, praying for, and I just think the card holds a lot of warm wishes when you do that. So does anybody else do that? Now I'm gluing these on here, but I did not put the glue on in the right spot because without thinking, I put it all the way to the end of the strip. So I put the second layer up on dimensionals. So if you look, these strips aren't level, and that kind of bugs me that they're not level. So I will see if I can, so that's okay, but I do know that going through the mail and stuff, they're probably going to get pushed down. So that's another tip right there. Be cognizant of where to put your adhesive when you're doing like the 3rd layer, so that you don't have to worry about or not be happy with your card. Don't get me wrong, I am very happy with this card. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 dimensionals on this label. I like to use a lot of dimensionals, and that's not really, some people would put 8 on there. In the past, I might have only put 2 dimensionals on there, but I've gotten so that I, you know, put more dimensions on now because I want my project to be level. So, so northeastern storm on the East Coast. Goodness. I guess I better look at our weather. So anyway, this is a silicone mat. Have I told you about this? I took my backings off, but then I realized I don't have the ribbon cut yet. So I can stick that to my silicone mat, and it is not going to be a problem. So let's cut about 6 inches of this beautiful ribbon that comes in this suite. It is called, it's Misty Moonlight with silver on it. Maybe that's light green too, who knows? But this is called Misty Moonlight ribbon. So like I said, it comes in the kit. Now, one of the things that I saw another demonstrator do is you could put this ribbon anywhere you want. Wherever you put it, you would then just put a little bit of adhesive on here. Or what this one demonstrator did was she stuck it to the back of her label on a dimensional. So I thought that was kind of cool. So it's all in place, and then as you move it around, obviously your ribbon hopefully will end up in the right spot. So let's go ahead and put it about right there. I know my ribbon's a little bit too long, so we will need to cut that off. And I don't know where my ribbon scissors are, but let's just go ahead and carefully cut that right now. I want to thank you all for spending your time with me this evening. It just makes my night knowing that I'm talking to people on here, that I'm not here by myself. So thank you for joining me. So there again, that card is pretty just like that, isn't it? But we're going to dress it up a little bit. We're going to take one of our doves, and we are going to put a dimensional on the back of the dove. And there again, I want this dove to stay in place. And I saw the other day where a demonstrator, if you could use the mini dies or the mini embellishments, but what she did was she took a regular dimensional and cut it in half. Something like that. So then, you know what? I think last week on our paper pumpkin, that was one of the things we learned too. So it might have been the paper pumpkin last week that I learned that little trick on. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, so there again, you got to be thinking about her wing is going to be up here a little bit. So this is the wing that I want to have elevated. So let's go ahead and take the dimensional backings off. And let's see here. Is this one off? Yep, it is. So then I kind of messed with their wings so it looks like it's flying. But you do have to be careful. This is just the basic white. It's not the thick white cardstock. So then let's put our little dove about right there. What do you think? Okay. So the dimensional that I put on was, I'm looking for my Take Your Pick tool. There it is. It's in my adhesive kit. And speaking of adhesive kit, when you are a class participant of mine, I do like you guys to bring your own adhesive kit. And in it is you know, multiple kinds of adhesive. There's some glue dots. There's a bone folder. There's a Take Your Pick tool. And then there's the mini dimensionals, regular dimensionals. And then there is the double-sided tape. All of that fits into this little bag that you can zip up and take wherever you go. It's really nice. I do have an extra ruler in there. Or excuse me, I do have a ruler in there that does not come in the kit, but I do add that. And then there is a refill of the Adhesive Plus that comes in that kit too. So if you are interested in getting one of those, you can let me know. Thank you, Beth Ann, for saying it's a lovely card. Thank you, Peggy, birthday girl, for saying it looks beautiful. So let's see. I'm going to look back here. Another thing that was in the die cuts was this fine little vine, which kind of goes along with our DSP, doesn't it? And you can put that about anywhere. I am going to use some Tombow glue, and Tombow glue is a special character in itself. It does not take a lot of glue. You just need to do just little dots with it. And did you know that if you let it dry for about 15 minutes, it actually becomes a sticker? You can move it around. And we're not going to wait for that part of it, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to put it like somewhere underneath of that label, something like that. Okay? Okay, then in this same suite, there are some really beautiful, I tried to knock my trimmer off of the side over here. There are some beautiful flower-like embellishments that come in this suite, and they are called Hues of Blue Flowers, and it's all different shades of blue. So over here, I use the Misty Moonlight flowers. I think this time I'm going to use the the white. Okay, so at the end of your Take Your Pick tool, there is a putty end that helps you just lift off the embellishments. So you got to kind of push down on it and then slide off. So we'll go ahead, use odd numbers. So we're going to go ahead and use 3. And so we use those right there. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Very, very fun card. So let's go ahead and put the inside in here now. Now, I'm not afraid to use up my DSP. So pull your DSP out and look for a strip that you may have. Now, it doesn't have to be the same type of, the same exact paper. It could be any kind of paper. So here's a strip that I found in my bag. And, you know, you can use either side. I think that side's pretty, but I think it's prettier than right now for this. So then I'm going to go ahead. You can put it either at the top or you can put it at the bottom. I usually prefer to put it at the bottom. I'm not sure why, but I do. And then what I also do is I leave just a little bit of a border and then flip it over, take your scissors, and then you can trim off the excess. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this little piece because it's really not big enough to use for anything. Now, if you want to, you could choose a sentiment to put inside of this. When I did my first card, I did put peace, love, and joy inside of there. But on this card, I'm not going to put anything in there. I'm just going to leave it for right now. I can always add it later. Put the adhesive plus in there. And then another tip or trick is to place your card upside down. Make sure you've got it going the right way. And you can very easily see the three sides of the card, can't you? So go ahead and, you know, then adhere it. And that is card number 1. Big hugs for a good friend. And that is using the Peaceful Garden Suite and also using the Casing Tuesday hashtag 534. Anybody can join that group, but you do have to join that group in order to get their weekly sketches. They come out every Tuesday morning. I'm not sure. It's bright and early. It's before I usually start crafting anyway. So let's go ahead and we are going to do a second card now, and we are going to be using the same suite. And when I was making this card, I wasn't real happy with it, to tell you the truth. I remembered testing this out to see how this beautiful embossing folder would be. And this is another thing that comes in that $90 kit, is this embossing folder. It is it's like punches out. It doesn't emboss the label part, but then it does the branches and stuff. Isn't that beautiful? So when I ran across this card that I had put in this suite, I had done it on the actual card base itself, okay? I didn't really like it. My OCD kicked in because this border is more narrow than this one, okay? And so I thought the only way I know to get it so that it's equal on both sides is to actually do a whole second layer. So what I did then was I did a second layer and put it on top of the thick white card base. So just kind of explaining to you my thought process for that. Now guess what we're going to do? Yep, you guessed it. We're going to do some sponging on these leaves. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and just see how much color is left in this sponge. It is incredible the amount of color that remains in these sponges. And there again, take your index finger and push down on the embossing folder as you sponge it. So I'm very happy with the amount of ink that is going onto this embossing folder. You may want it a little bit darker, but I think it's beautiful. Just this light, we're using misty moonlight. That's what I'm using on this one, okay? And if you notice, I did stamp heartfelt prayers in the inside of it, and I think it's just kind of plain. It needs something. So what I'm going to do, and I'll take this card that I'm calling is my prototype. I don't know if I'll mail this one out or not. I don't know. There's just so much that doesn't make me happy. I try to mail out cards that make me happy, because then I know my recipient is going to be happy with them also. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of lightly go in the center of this. And it's just a really, really blush. And I'm going to do that on this prototype too. And already I can tell that I'm liking that better. Yeah, so I'm glad I did that. I'm very glad I did that. So let's go ahead and close up this ink pad, which is the Misty Moonlight. Now, I'm not real sure what sentiment I'm going to use on this card. I like the heartfelt prayers, but for some reason right now my heart is pulling me to use the With Deepest Sympathy. And I know the participants that have come to my class, I know we've used this one before. We've used this stamp. Oh, I don't know if it was back in August or whenever we used it. So let's go ahead and put it on an acrylic black. And I'm gonna go to the secret C with this sentiment. This one I did do in Misty Moonlight, and it's just not doing it for me. So let's go ahead and see if maybe this will do something more for me. And it might be because it's too big of an area. Maybe I needed to, oh, I just got a really neat idea. When I do this card again, I'm going to cut out a glimmer piece and then put a white label on there. So let's just go ahead and do With Deepest Sympathy right now in the middle of it. What do you think of that font? Isn't that beautiful? So, so there again, let's close up our ink pad. And it needs some ribbon. It needs this pretty Misty Moonlight ribbon. I did do, you know, I did not have a second layer on this. So then when I put the ribbon in there, I put a piece of the DSP inside of there just to kind of keep it tucked in there and to hide the ends. So I'm not sure. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with this. Let's go ahead, and it's kind of a thicker, let's cut about 12 inches of this, and let's see what kind of a bow we can do. So you kind of fold your ribbon in the middle. Thank you for saying that the sponging brings out the embossing. I thought it did too. Plus, it's just fun to do, Beth Ann. It's you feel like you're playing, you know. Okay, so there is my bow. I don't think I'm gonna want the tail much longer than that right there. So I think we'll go ahead and cut it off right there. So they'll be the same. Okay, so there is our bow. So what we're gonna do now is, you know, we have these doves that I haven't used on this card yet. We also have this sprig of vines, don't we? So you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm going to kind of build a little 3D over here on the side, but I need to, I don't know. I think that dove just needs a little bit of color. I think it makes her more spiritual, more magical. So, and then while we're doing, let's just go ahead and do the sprig too, okay? So what I've also learned is as you're building this little, now this is going to be our, like our gems on here. You know, rather than, we're going to still use some gems, but we're also going to make like something that's really appealing to the eye. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of glue, and I'm just gonna put it right there. And with my Take Your Pick tool, I will just kind of position it like that, okay? And I do know that I need a dimensional for my dove, don't we? Because she's going to kind of be the the focal point of this card. Oh, this card is going to turn out so much better than my prototype. That's why we need to participate in swaps. That's why we need to go to, you know, team events, because you learn, you just practice and practice and practice until you are just really happy with your creation. So I think this bow may be just a little bit too big. So I am going to go ahead and I don't really know if I like that on there right now, but because I've got it tied and stuff, we'll see. Maybe it's got 3 elements there, you know, with the sprig and the dove and then this bow. I don't know. I'm not really sure what else it may be needing. This dove needs to probably be on top of that ribbon. So let's go ahead and do something like that. No, I don't like that either. I shouldn't say I don't like it. It's okay. It's good. It looks nice. It's very, the ribbon is a little bit heavy for the daintiness of the card. Maybe I will, the next one I use, I'll try to use white twine instead, okay? So let's go ahead, and this is a horizontal card. We will go ahead and put that on there, but let's go ahead and use it with dimensionals, okay? Let's raise it up. The embossing on it and everything is so beautiful. Let's just go ahead and continue with the nice little party that it's going to be sending to our receiver. So, okay, so we've got quite a few dimensionals on there. Let's go ahead and use our, remember, take your nail and kind of indent into the dimensionals, and then that way they will pop up a lot easier. So then just take your pick tool, pick up all the backings. Now I'm not gonna do the center one. Did you know that? Because it's there for the dimension. It's not necessarily there to adhere to anything, is it? So we're gonna leave that one with the paper on. Have you guys ever done that before? Ever thought about that? Okay, again, turn your card upside down, and what we're going to do is we are going to adhere the second layer to our card base. So you want to do something like this. And when you do it with dimensionals, you do have, you know, you don't press down real hard at first. So you do have a little bit of an opportunity to rearrange it. So, okay, so that is our card with deepest sympathy. And we can, what we're going to do is Misty Moonlight. Where's my Misty Moonlight? I think my Misty Moonlight's right here. I'm going to flick it just a little bit. This is light Misty Moonlight. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be happy with this or not. So we will, I like to just have it some character. So, and of course I pulled off the writing end. I want the brush end, okay? So then you just kind of flick it. Oh, yes. I like that. What do you guys think? Who else likes to flick their projects? Okay, so that is our second card with deepest sympathy. And then you could stamp whatever you want on the inside. So that is... So this was my prototype that I did to come up to begin practicing with. You could put some of those flowered gems on it if you want to, but I want my focal point to be this dove. Right now, when I look at it, I do look at the ribbon a little bit. So I don't know, I might put a piece of white twine on top of that just to soften it. So I will update you with what I do there, okay? So I'm not going to make any more cards right now, and it looks like I did not put my light on my phone. So I apologize if it's kind of dark. Does that help? Oh my goodness, you guys. Yeah. You were flicking this afternoon on some DSP. Awesome. Awesome. So, a bunch of us that did order this suite back in June, we did Creativity Now, and one of the projects was this cute little box that we made. So on Friday, the participants will be making this little box, which is just a bunch of, scoring and then trimming and then cutting to create this box. Isn't that cute? And then with the label, which is what we used there. Probably my all-time favorite that I liked from this, Creativity Now that we did was using all DSP. I love to use up my DSP. So what this was one side of the paper, and then the back side is the inside. There's that lovely dove again, and I remembered the sponging that we did behind the dove, which tonight we sponged on the dove. So I maybe could have did that in this white area, but I think that turned out pretty good. And then this embossing folder that they did, they used it like a label on this card. And then you would tie a bow here and tie it. Am I off the screen? You would tie it and then you would send it on its merry way. So I didn't, my bow isn't the best, but I think you get the general idea. So this will be another card that we are going to be making on Friday, is this beautiful one here that's out of DSP. So for right now, which one's your favorite? Is it kind of hard to choose? You knew I was going to ask you, didn't you? Which one was your favorite? So these are some cards that are made with Peaceful Garden Suite. And here is a box that was made. Also, there were a couple of other cards that were made too. And I believe this one was a Casing Tuesday. I'm not really sure. A good way to use up scraps. And, you can just use, the A side or the B side of your DSP. This one has a double bow on it with the little viney things. Very cute. And look at here. We still have all of these doves to use that I have not used yet. And for my grandsons, I have little Jessie that's here with us tonight, and then I have little Jeff that's here with us tonight too. They stay right here with me as I'm creating. They're my little helpers. Okay, so anyway, if there's anything you guys need, if you have any questions, Peggy, you like the last card we did, or the card that I showed you with the DSP? So we made 2 cards tonight, and then I showed you some samples of other cards that we made. So, okay, Beth Ann likes the first card. Okay, isn't it fun how we all like different things? That's what the beauty is of becoming a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. It's your way when you want it, and you can work as hard as you want in the demonstratorship, or you can use it to craft with your family and your friends, and it's whatever works for you. So anyway, this is Peace on Earth. I'm gonna say peace be with you all, and I am going to close for now. And if you need anything, give me a call. Bye now.